Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Sri Stotra Ratna by Srila Yamuna Acarya, translated by His Grace Kusakratha Prabhu. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the best of the sages, Padashar, who mercifully composed the gem of the Puranas, the Vishnu Purana, and in that book taught the truth about the nature of matter, spirit, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, material sense gratification, liberation, and the means of attaining liberation. Sri Namalvar, the origin of our disciplic succession, is the object of great respect for all Sri Vaishnavas. And for us, he is our father, mother, wealth, sons, daughters, and everything. Bowing my head, I offer my respectful obeisances to his feet, which are as beautiful as blossoming bakula flowers. I shall now glorify lotus-eyed Lord Krishna's lotus feet, which are splendidly manifest on my head and on the heads of all the Vedas, which are the place where all the pathways of my desires converge, and which are the deity and the great treasure of our family. I am so proud and shameless that I shall now offer my respectful obeisances to myself, a poet, intent on praising the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose glories are like a great ocean, even a drop of which cannot be properly understood by Brahma, Shiva, and all the demigods. Now, even though I am weak and incompetent, as far as I have any knowledge or intelligence, I shall glorify the Lord until I must stop from exhaustion. The Vedas and the Brahma's many mouths always glorify the Lord. What is the difference between a great mountain and a speck of dust when both are plunged in the depths of the ocean? O lotus-eyed Lord, this poet does not expect to earn your mercy by a display of powerful elegance. His intelligence is dull, and these prayers were composed with great labor. O Lord, if you had not glanced on them, these worlds would not exist. Without your glance, how can anything happen? O Lord, it is not surprising that although you are everyone's friend, you especially love they who take shelter of you. O Lord Narayana, what learned Vedic scholar will not accept you as the all-powerful and unlimited personality of Godhead? Brahma, Shiva, Indra, and the liberated residents of Vaikuntha are but drops in the ocean of your transcendental glory. Who is the splendor of the goddess of fortune? Who is the shelter of the pure devotees? Who has handsome lotus eyes? Who is the Supreme Person? In a fraction of 100 millionth part of whom is this world, filled with wonderful spiritual and material variety manifested? Who, by giving the most precious gifts and by removing a host of calamities, such as the troubles brought by the demons, the theft of the Vedas, and a host of heavy sins, protects Brahma and Shiva, the water from whose feet does auspicious Shiva carry on his head? In whose abdomen is this material world, headed by Brahma and Shiva manifested? Who protects this world? From whose navel was this world born? But for you, who jumps over the world, devours it, and then spits it out. Who can be considered greater than you? O my Lord, those influenced by demoniac principles cannot realize you, although you are clearly the supreme by dint of your exalted activities, forms, character, and uncommon power, which are all confirmed by all the revealed scriptures, and the quality of goodness, and the celebrated transcendentalists in the divine nature. O my Lord, everything within the material nature is limited by time, space, and thought. Your characteristics, however, being unequaled and unsurpassed, are always transcendental to such limitations. You sometimes cover such characteristics by your own energy, but nevertheless, your unalloyed devotees are always able to see you under all circumstances. The material universe, everything moving within the universe, the 10 coverings around it, the modes of nature, the unmanifested stage of matter, the Purusha avatar, the supreme spiritual world, and the supreme Brahman are all your opulences. You are controlled by the love of your devotees. Generous, virtuous, straightforward, honest, pure, gentle, merciful, charming, steadfast, equal to all, blissful, wise, and saintly. You are a nectar ocean of all auspicious transcendental qualities. Desiring to measure one of your transcendental qualities, the words of the Vedas again and again multiply by 100 the qualities of the demigod Brahma. Although eternally engaged in this way, they cannot cross beyond even one of your qualities. The creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material universes, the granting of liberation from the cycle of birth and death, a host of other actions you playfully perform, and the words of the Vedas, which are the thoughts sheltered deep in your heart, are all meant for the benefit of they who take shelter of you. Obeisances, obeisances to you who are beyond the power of words and mind. Obeisances, obeisances to you, the only proper object for one's voice's words or the mind's thought. Obeisances, obeisances to you, the master of limitless powers and opulences. Obeisances, obeisances to you, who are a limitless ocean of mercy. I am not a virtuous person, fixed in the principles of religious conduct, and neither am I a great transcendentalist, awakened to spiritual knowledge. In addition to this, I have not the slightest trace of devotion for your lotus feet. O refuge of the devotees, although I am so unqualified, please permit me to take shelter under your lotus feet. For I am now lost in this material world, and I do not possess anything of value, and I have no place to turn. In this world there is not a single abominable deed that I have not done thousands of times. Now that my sins are bearing fruit, I have no place to turn. I come before you, I weep, and I cry out, "O Mukunda!" Drowning for a long time in the limitless ocean of repeated birth and death, I have now attained you, who are like a safe shore, and you, O Lord, have now attained the perfect object for your mercy. What unprecedented calamity has not already fallen on me? I always suffer. Suffering has become my second nature. O Lord, it is not right that they who have taken shelter of you be defeated in this way. O Lord, even if you push me away, I cannot leave your lotus feet. Even if angrily pushed away, an infant can never leave his mother's feet. How can my heart wish anything else now that it has been placed at your lotus feet, overflowing with nectar? In the presence of a honey-filled lotus, a bee does not even see a thorny, dried-up Kusakratha flower. Placed by anyone at any time, or even only once, palms folded at your feet, dispel all inauspiciousness and create good fortune. The benefit obtained from those folded palms will never be lost. Quickly extinguishing the forest fire of repeated birth and death, a single drop from the nectar ocean of love for your reddish lotus feet brings great transcendental bliss. When with my own eyes will I see your lotus feet, which playfully stepped from the bottom to the top of the material world, which quickly remove the sufferings of the surrendered souls, and which are my only treasure. O Lord Trivikram, when will your lotus feet, which bear the marks of conch shell, disc, kalpavriksha tree, flag, lotus, elephant goad, and thunderbolt, adorn my head? O Lord, dressed in splendid yellow garments, O Lord, as dark as a smiling atasi flower, O Lord, whose navel is deep, O Lord, whose waist is thin, O tall Lord, O Lord, whose broad chest bears a splendid mark, O Lord, splendid with forearms that are handsome with marks of the bowstring, that reach to your knees, and the praise the touch of your beloved's garland, lotus, earrings, loosened hair, and ornaments. O Lord, whose conch shell neck is handsome, with wavy locks of hair and earrings hanging over your broad shoulders. O Lord, the splendor of whose face shames the splendor of a lotus and the spotless full moon. O Lord, whose eyes are handsome as charming, newly blossomed lotuses. O Lord, who has graceful eyebrow vines. O Lord, whose lips are glorious. O Lord, who smiles splendidly. O Lord, whose cheeks are delicate and soft. O Lord, who has a raised nose. O Lord, whose wavy locks of hair touch your forehead. O Lord, splendid with glistening crown, bracelets, necklace, kastuba gem, belt, anklets, many ornaments, disc, conch, sword, club, bow, glorious tulasi, and a garland of forest flowers. O Lord, who made a home for her between your arms. O Lord, whose dear transcendental abode is her place of birth. O Lord, whose sidelong glances are the resting place of all the worlds. O Lord, who churned the ocean for her sake. O Lord, who, with the eternal vision of your supreme handsomeness, pastimes, and virtues, fills the goddess of fortune with unprecedented wonder. O Lord, seated with her on the coils of Ananta, which are the abode of great knowledge and strength, and which are resplendent with the many glistening jewels on the serpents' hoods. O Lord, for whose sake Ananta assumes many shapes to become your residence, bed, throne, sandals, garments, pillow, umbrella, parasol, and many other objects, and in this way has become known to the people as your Shesha, paraphernalia. O Lord, before whom stands Garuda, who bears your splendid footprints, and who is your servant, friend, carrier, throne, flag, canopy, fan, and 3 Vedas. O Lord, who with merciful glances approves every request made by the dear general of your army, who eats the remnants of your food, and to whom you have given complete authority. O Lord, appropriately served in many ways by a host of companions, free from all troubles and filled with nectar of love for you. O mighty armed Lord, pleasing your queen with charming and clever pastimes that awaken the sweet nectar of many kinds of transcendental love and make many ages seem like a moment. O inconceivable, glorious, wonderful, eternally youthful Lord, O nectar ocean of transcendental handsomeness, O splendor of the goddess of fortune, O life and soul of the devotees, O powerful Lord, O friend in times of need, O kalpavriksha tree to they who offer prayers. By serving you constantly, one is freed from all material desires and is completely pacified. When shall we engage as your permanent eternal servant and always feel joyful to have such a perfect master? Fie on me! I am unclean, proud, merciless, and shameless. O Supreme Person, I still yearn to become your companion. In attainment, Brahma, Shiva, the 4 Kumaras, and the best of yogis consider far beyond their reach. O Lord Hari, please mercifully accept this person who is a storehouse of thousands of offenses, who has fallen into this terrible ocean of repeated birth and death, and who has no place to go, and now begs shelter from you. O Lord, O infallible one, please glance on me. I have fallen to this ocean of repeated birth and death, where all directions are darkened with clouds of ignorance and filled with a constant monsoon of sufferings. Let us submit one piece of information before you, dear Lord. It is not at all false, but it is full of meaning. It is this: if you are not merciful upon us, then it will be very, very difficult to find more suitable candidates for your mercy. Without you, I have no master, and without me, you have no suitable candidate for your mercy. This is our eternal relationship, ordained by fate. O Lord, please protect me. Do not reject me. Whatever I possess in terms of this body and its paraphernalia, and whatever I have from the modes of nature, today I offer at your lotus feet. An enlightened person prays, My Lord, O husband of the goddess of fortune, myself and everything I own is already eternally your property. How then is it possible for me to offer anything to you? I know that I am eternally your property, O Lord. Please kindly give me pure devotional service. Let me take birth, even as an insect, in the home of they whose only happiness is your service. Let me not take birth, even as a Lord Brahma, in the home of any other people. Please place me within the sight of the great souls, from whom you cannot bear even a moment's separation, and who, yearning for a single glimpse of your transcendental form, consider both impersonal liberation and the most intense sense pleasure worthless as a blade of straw. O Lord, I cannot tolerate for a moment my body, its breathing, the happiness everyone wants, myself, or anything else kept apart from you. Let them perish hundreds of times. O Lord Madhusudana, this is my actual wish. This is my request to you. O ocean of mercy, O limitless ocean of fatherly love, even though I am misbehaved, animalistic, and a storehouse of great, limitless, beginningless sins, because I meditate again and again on the great host of your transcendental virtues, I am able to desire in this way without any fear. Although I have no such desire to praise you, as if I did desire to praise you, I have written these prayers that are only a trick of passion and ignorance. O maintainer of the earth, please kindly accept these words, and please teach my heart what is right. You are my father, you are my mother, you are my beloved son, you are my well-wisher, you are my friend, you are my master, you are the shelter of the universes. I am your property, I am your servant, I am your follower. I have you as the goal of my life. I am surrendered to you. I am your dependent. Even though I was born in a great family of pure brahmanas, famous in this world, engaged in your service, fully aware of the truth about the Supreme Person and the modes of matter, and their hearts, by nature, placed only at your lotus feet, still, O giver of shelter, I have become the most sinful person, sinking lower and lower into the darkness of ignorance. How will I, uncivilized, degraded, fickle, and a breeding ground of envy, ungrateful, proud, overcome by lust, addicted to cheating, cruel, and sinful, be able to cross this shoreless ocean of pain and serve your feet? O Lord Raghuvar, you were kind to a crow that bowed down to offer respect. O Lord Krishna, You granted Sayuja Mukti to Shishupal, who offended you in every birth. O Lord, please tell me, what offense will you not forgive? Do you remember your promise that if a person once surrenders to you and says, O Lord, I am yours, you will give your mercy to him? Why am I excluded from your promise? Not thinking what I have done, but looking instead at my grandfather, Natamuni, a great saint full of sincere love for you, please be kind to me. Thus ends Sri Stotra Ratna.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.